Roz, can you check on our Facebook stream and see if we are up, please? Yeah. All right, we are good. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TB&J Open Mic. And I have
Ed Smith.
I have the thing live, so I'm getting conflicting feedback. There we go. I muted myself. I am not professional. Welcome to the TB&J Mic. This is going to be a very special episode because our usual fearless leader, Tom, is a little bit under the weather. So Roz and I are taking over, and I have to be professional for once, which is the weirdest feeling in the world. So I will try my best, everybody. We're going to start with our usual disclaimer. This is a safe and open space for everybody to try out new material, but the material used may not be suitable for all audiences. We have a zero tolerance harassment policy, so if you are being harassed and feel uncomfortable, please send Roz and I a private message in the chat and we will kick them out. And now we normally do a whole spiel, but I'm going to sum up our spiel by saying just don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. And with that, we are going to start off the mic. Oh my God, I am leading this off. I have never done this before or done this sober. It is weird. So in this brief moment of sobriety, I was remembering, because I'm getting married soon, and I was thinking about, girlfriends in the past and things I did wrong. And I remembered the weirdest date that I've ever been. And the weirdest date I've ever been on was to a thing called Nerd Fighters Prom, where you get a bunch of the most socially awkward people into a conference room, and they do a prom. And did you know that there is an entire rap CD of Disney music remixes?
Wow.
That is played on a loop.
Oh, yeah.
Stunting Like Mufasa, guys. Google it. It's one of the worst songs that will ever haunt your brain, and yet you will still get down. And I gotta say, like, when the people there, they made me look good. Like, I'm not a very cool person. Like, someone once said to me, "Oh, my 10-year-old son thinks you're the coolest person I've ever seen." And I was like, I have no idea what I did to give such a wrong impression of myself. Like, I've been called handsome. Some people are into dudes who have dad bods even though they don't have kids. I've been called funny, like, not right now, but occasionally I have my moments. I've even been called book smart, which, when I think about it, I think is like a politically correct way of saying I'm autistic. But I've never been called cool. And then I had this moment where I was just like, oh, 10-year-olds think dumb stuff is cool, and she's making fun of you because you're 30 and you still watch Batman cartoons. So I'm at Nerd Fighters, and I'm like suddenly the cool guy in the room, and this person walks up to me wearing these like robes and this brightly colored like striped scarf and like the little wizard Harry Potter glasses, and they're like, "What house are you in?" Well, I'm in an apartment that I rent with a roommate. No, like, I'm a Hufflepuff. What are you? I'm an adult. I have a job. All right, you guys. I am going to call that a good warm-up. All right. Woo, I got the mic going. Yeah, buddy. So I want you to keep it going for our first real comedian of the evening. He's 3 owls in a trench coat. Give it up for Ralph Anthony.
Hey.
Yeah, 3 owls in a trench coat. Hell yeah. I like that you think that I have trench coat energy. It's very suspect of you because listen, I am an 80s baby. I'm a 90s kid, so trench coat mafia, I'm a little triggered. Thank you so much. I know. You got to really date yourself on that one. I know. Chris, the 80s were 2 decades before. That's low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. Oh, boy, this is a nice change. This is a nice change. I am feeling good. I've been with my girlfriend now for 7 months. It's amazing. She has a kid. That's new. I mean, she's always had the kid, but me being in a kid's life, that's new. be weird if she just like pulled out a fucking 2-year-old, like, hey, look what I got. But it's awesome because I'm fastly approaching fatherhood. Well, technically, it's stepfatherhood. Nobody ever says that. Like, if you use the term stepfatherhood, the kids should now be watching you. I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing to be a stepdad, but nobody respects a stepdad. They don't respect it. It's the quickest title that gets made fun of. Like being a dad, a biological dad is like drinking a Guinness. You're like, this is awesome. Fuck yeah. Luck of the Irish. Awesome. I love it. Being a stepfather is like drinking an O'Doul's. You're like, why are we even doing this? This makes no sense. No one's fucked up, not even the kid. It's terrible.
Oh my God.
I love the idea of a stepfather. I think it's actually more important than the role of a biological father, because when you're a stepdad, you're the cleanup dad. Like it's your job to clean up the other dude's mess. It's great. Oh man. It's amazing. It's a very important responsibility because it's my job to make sure that she doesn't grow up with any more daddy issues. And I should know because before I started dating her mom, I dated girls with daddy issues. But it's amazing. It's an amazing honor because I get to do things with her that her own father doesn't get to do. Like be there. Kind of cute. It's really cute because she when we first started dating, my girlfriend and I, whenever she would start FaceTiming me, to get her kid used to seeing me, she would FaceTime and have her on the call. So they would call right around when I'd be eating dinner. So every time they'd FaceTime, I'd answer and I would be eating dinner. And when you're a child, you associate dinner with yum yum. That's what she calls it. Dinner is yum yum. Food is yum yum. So now when she sees me, what does she call me? Yum yum. I'm a grown man. And my nickname for this toddler is Yum Yum. Very cute. It's very cute, but people think it's silly, but it's just like what we do throughout life. As a kid gets older, they learn what a dog is by saying ruff ruff. They understand what a car is because they start calling it zoom zoom. And then they become an adult and understand what a boss is by calling him asshole. All right, you guys have been great. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Ralph Anthony. Woo! All righty, and keep it going for our next comedian. I'm going to do 2 quick notes as well, because we do not have the new fancy timer that we usually do.
I'm a timer now.
Oh, Tom is a timer now, so ignore everything I'm saying, just like we always do. And the next point, keep it going for our next comedian. She's originally from Romania, but now a citizen of the world. She currently resides in Spain, works on her stand-up special in English, and conquering the world. No, it's not Vlad the Impaler, it's Simona C.
Oh my God. Ralph, that was amazing. I mean, and I cannot follow that. I have no cocaine. I am in Spain, but no cocaine. But I had some wine earlier. I don't drink coffee, and alcohol energizes me. I wake up in the morning with a shot of vodka. I mean, you should try it. It's really refreshing. And I do mics at 2, 3, 4 a.m. Now it's 3 a.m. for me. It's great. And when I tell people I have shows on Zoom at night, comedy is not what they think about. And yes, I do. I have an accent and I have to explain myself. Okay, but saying I'm originally from Romania does not help. So I'll say... Yeah, I'll say I'm East European. Or, okay, I'm Russian. It doesn't matter. No, that part of the world. The ones that are never happy. And I'm not happy. I never been, never will. I just, I don't care for it. Happiness, what is it good for? And right, and as any East European, I love America, and I love how you guys say, "Oh, I'm not very happy about that or the other." I love it, but I don't understand it. I mean, why do you need to be very happy? Can't you be slightly content like the rest of us? And this obsession with being great and great again, I mean, I get it. It sounds good. I also tried to add great to my name, like Catherine the Great. But guys, I mean, in all honesty, I'm more of a Simona the Tired. So instead of USA, the greatest country in the world, guys, I mean, be honest and say, USA, we are struggling. And that's how you become relatable. I'm sorry. And I never trust things with great in their names or tagline. I mean, that's bad PR. If they had to put that in the name, it's not a good sign. Go with okayish. Don't be greedy. I mean, between Alexander the Great and Ivan the Terrible, actually historical figures, I'll go with Ivan. I mean, how terrible can he really be? At least he's an honest guy, He knows his flaws. I can work with that. I mean, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm about to say. Okay. I mean, Ivan the Terrible, it's one step ahead already. He knows he's terrible. And he doesn't brag around like Alexander. Oh, I'm so great. My private tutor was Aristotle himself. Name dropping. Come on. Oh, I never lost a battle. Dude, you lost the greatest battle. You died at 32 years old. You couldn't even beat Jesus.
Oh, I didn't know it made that sound. I'm sorry.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Simona.
Hey.
All righty, everybody, keep it going for Simona. And I'm really excited for our next comedian who I am stalling for so I can get her on the spotlight. She is a mildly overwhelmed mother of 3 in Maui who can't seem to stop herself from constantly stirring the pot. Give it up for Kara Flores.
Yeah, this is my first time attempting to ever be funny on purpose.
Hey.
So I do have 3 kids, and I think we all know that there's always that one kid when you have multiple kids. There's that one kid that keeps you on your toes and really tests you all the time. And right now at this season, it's my middle one, who's my daughter. I love and support her. I would do anything for her. And she is mine. I watch them physically pull her out of my body. I'm just really scared and worried that one day somebody's going to show up and take her from me. And so, not like a kidnapper, though I do stay on constant watch for that too, because she's really beautiful. But someone more official, like Child Protective Services. Not because of my parenting. I am the best mom that a kid could ever want. I'm sure all of you would love for me to be your mom. I'm like that mom who peels the grapes and cuts them in half because I actually love my kids. I worry though because my daughter is extremely intelligent and creative, and she gets that from my mother. My mother is a professional artist, and she's also a compulsive liar. When my daughter was 3 years old and could barely speak well, she convinced me that her baby brother had swallowed a penny. We were in the playroom and I was cleaning up, and I turn around and she goes, Bubba ate a penny. I go, there's no money in here, like there's no coins in the playroom. There was no, I'm a great mom. I like keep it all cleaned up, And so I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But, for 3 minutes I grill her. Are you sure he ate the penny? Yes, he ate the penny. He definitely ate the penny. And she is selling it. I mean, she is very, very talented. And so we call the pediatrician. They tell us all this stuff. Apparently, if you guys don't know, an American penny is the only coin that is toxic to children. Like, a dime would be fine, but a penny will kill you. And so the pediatrician tells me to dig through the poop and look for the penny. So for a week, I have toothpicks and I'm digging through every diaper looking for a penny. We never find a penny, find lots of stuff, interesting stuff in the poop, and we end up taking him in for an x-ray. There is no penny. She's just that good. She's a performer naturally. So then, fast forward to kindergarten, and her teacher calls and says, we need to have a conference after school. I say, okay. I'm an awesome mom, so I arrange for like childcare and make sure I'm there early, and I show up, and there's 4 adults there waiting to talk to me. 2 of them are from Health and Human Services, so basically CPS. And they want to talk to me about our homelessness situation.
Oh, no.
And so she was so convincing that I'm trying to convince 4 college-educated adults that we are definitely not homeless. And as I'm showing them the pictures of the house that we live in, that's like on a bluff with an ocean view, I'm like, look, see, we're not homeless. See, this is our house we live in, and see the date and the time, and see there's the kids playing in it. Like, we're definitely not homeless. I got this. And they're like, why would your daughter tell us that you're homeless if you're not, Apparently, they'd done a presentation on homelessness that day for the whole school. And I said, well, she's very, very creative and very intelligent.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Kara Flores.
Woo, 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 woo.
All righty, everybody. This next comedian is a Canadian edgelord, but for some reason I keep letting her in to this mic. And it's mostly because I just like stirring the pot and I enjoy her awesome critiques on society. Give it up for Desiree Walsh.
Yes, that's right. I like ketchup chips and I hate hayride.
Fuck you.
Woo!
I'm an angry clock.
So most of you have heard this, but I'm going to do it anyways because I like it. I am Canadian. I think all of you know that from the intro, but I have to say it every couple of minutes or I will die. Yeah. And I really like doing mics with Americans because I'm learning so much about your country. Like, did you know that New Jersey is a state? Because I sure didn't. I know we all know that I know that New Jersey is a state. Now just go with it. Yeah. For most of my life, I thought it was a suburb of New York. Turns out I was getting it mixed up with Staten Island. Yep. I don't know very much about Staten Island, so I decided to Google it. And a tourism website with 13 interesting things about Staten Island came up. The best one, the most flattering, is that it has the largest garbage dump in the U.S. isn't the garbage something we're supposed to be hiding from the tourists? Like, I'm from Toronto, and our tourism obsessed talk about the lake and the Sky Dome and the CN Tower. We leave out the negative, like the garbage or the fact that there's a homeless person problem and no affordable housing. It's not very wheelchair accessible. And we're kind of mean for a Canadian city, but you should come see us. I'm also learning so much about American food, mainly the Uncrustable. We don't have these abominations in Canada. So for those of you who don't know, an Uncrustable is a frozen peanut butter sandwich. I am told it is like the white trash cousin of the Pop-Tart or the redhead stepchild pocket. Yeah. And Americans, like, wouldn't it just be easier to make a peanut butter sandwich? Because with an Uncrustable, you have to thaw it and cook it and then eat it. And it just seems like a lot of work. Recently, I did this joke, just go with it. And another comedian was like, no, like, you don't have to thaw it or cook it. Just eat it frozen. And now I have more questions than I have answers, America. I'm paying money for the worst day of grade 2 when the ice pack fell on top of the sandwich. Why are we paying money for that? And then another comedian was like, no, like, you don't have to eat it frozen. You just take it out of the freezer and you let it thaw naturally. And now I have the question, is it a friend or is it food? Because, like, what do you mean? You take it out of the freezer, hold it close, sing it Tana Dancer till it's desired temperature you need. Yeah. What I'm saying is I think Smuckers needs to be stopped between that and the Goober grape. There's a lot of talk these days about what happened to America or what's wrong with America. And quite frankly, as a person who only discovered New Jersey was a state about 12 weeks ago, again, just go with it. I don't believe I'm entitled to an opinion. Thank you. That's my time. Yay!
Keep it going for Desiree Wall.
Ketchup chips.
Ketchup chips.
I like ketchup. I like ketchup chips. That needs to go on.
Have you had
your
them?
new merchandise? That's like the new Get Her Done of the Zoom comedy world.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I'm really excited for our next comedian. Please keep it. She didn't write an introduction, but I still am very excited for it. Do you want me to make one up for you?
Yeah, make one up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our next comedian is actually Batman. Give it up for Aaron Stevenson.
Woo! Hi guys. This is my first time doing this, so I'm excited. Yeah. Okay, so I've come to the conclusion that this mixture for me of being horny for a long time, being single for a long time, and a sexy ass guy coming into my life is a terrible fucking mixture. It literally fucks up my radar and I make the worst fucking decisions that lead to my pain and suffering. But it's okay because he's sexy. And the first terrible decision that I make is when that sexy ass man comes into my life, I give him the title of my future husband. I don't know who he is. I don't know what his last name is. I don't even know what he really looks like because I haven't got too close to him because I'm kind of nervous because, you know. But he gets that title and I do everything in my power to make that happen. So a good example of my fucking radar getting fucked up is one time I go out hiking with this guy and we're hiking in Rock Creek Park. And if you've been to Rock Creek Park, you know it's not an extreme sport. It's Rock Creek Park. And there's this tree, this log that is on the trail and you can cross it. You don't have to. If you want to, you can. It's a simple log because it's held up by 2 anthills. So anyone can cross it. And this sexy ass husband of mine, he crosses it first. And before I can even get my fucking foot up onto the log, he turns back and says, "You can go around if you want to." And I'm just like, huh, that was a little bit weird. Why would he think that I needed his permission? My legs are fine. I can walk. Why would he think that? But my radar is like, he is helpful. Yeah, he's helpful. He's gonna help you. He's gonna take care of you. That's your husband. Don't worry. I don't think that was condescending. I really don't. He was just trying to help you out. So I decide to call my husband, my helpful ass husband one night, to talk about like my problems and the things that I'm struggling with because I need my husband's help. Help me out, husband. I call him up and he gives me zero help. No help at all. But he did get a good bedtime story. Yes, he fell right asleep on my ass while I was And of course, my radar is like, girl, he's just tired. That's your husband. He won't do that all the time. He's just tired. Let him sleep. It's okay. Nothing's going to happen. He is just tired. That's your husband. Okay? Don't be mad at him. It's okay. And then I'm like texting this guy, like my heart and soul. I love you. You're my husband. I like you. Please. And then he doesn't respond in like days, months, weeks. And my radar is okay with that. Still got to work on that ending a little bit, but that's it, guys.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Aaron Stevenson. Eddie, I am really excited for our next host / comedian, because this is the part where I can go back to my old ways of just getting drunk and ruining the rest of the mic.
There you go, buddy.
Going for the much more professional half of the show, Rosalind.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yes.
I just want to thank Brooks and the reanimated corpse of Tom for inviting me. It's pretty great because I'm on like a 2-week fun employment between jobs right now, so it makes me feel like I have a reason to put pants on. But so I experienced like a thing that happens sometimes in your 30s where you forget that there's like stuff other people care about that's not a big deal to you. And I will say, I got a new job. I forgot that smoking weed is technically still illegal and that people care that their employees smoke weed in their free time enough to drug test you. And Mama may or may not have celebrated 420 last week. And found out the next day she had to go get drug tested. So I did what any normal person would do. I rush ordered a bunch of pee tests from Amazon.com.
Nice.
And I mentally ranked all of my friends from most to least likely to have clean pee I could borrow. And then I consulted a friend who's taken a drug test and cheated and passed successfully before. She's like, oh, it's super easy. I just got a straight edge friend to pee in a shampoo bottle, like one of those little carry-on ones. And then I shoved it up my vagina and I went in there and filled the sample cup and it was fine. And like, I have a master's degree. Like, I'm like so smart, like Brooks. Like, but I don't think I'm actually competent enough to successfully cheat on a drug test. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna hope that there's nothing in my system. Okay, like we're just gonna go with that. The Amazon pee tests are coming back fine. I have a new relationship with my urine and hydration. We're gonna see what happens. And so I go in there, and I should also mention I live in Baltimore City. So if an employee is showing up to the job drunk and high, that's your employee of the fucking month there, people. But so I walk in and it's, the testing clinic, and I'm sitting there and like I'm exchanging looks with all these dudes who work for the city who are like there to get emergency tested, and I'm trying to clock how many people will be fired before the end of the day, and it's like really intense. So after about an hour, they pull me in, and they give me what I swear to God was a sample cup the size of a fucking mason jar. Like, this thing was huge. And I wasn't confident I could produce that much urine, but I was going to give it a good old college try. They breathalyzed me in case I had taken a few shots before my scheduled drug and alcohol test. And I go in there, they dye the toilet water blue, tell me not to flush, and tell me not to wash my hands, which goes against everything I stand for. And then during the process, like, I'm trying not to overflow the cup because I don't want it to be covered with pee for the nurse. So I'm like starting and stopping, like checking my levels, and then I can't make my pee go again. I'm just like, fuck. Like, I can't fill this mason jar. I've got to like force some pee out. And then she knocks on the door and she's like, just 2 more minutes, ma'am. We're timing you. And I'm like, well, fuck. I'm not gonna be able to pee. So finally I force some out, spill some on the floor, and give her some. And I haven't got the results yet, but I haven't gotten preemptively fired. So we're gonna take that.
Woo!
Oh man. So we'll see what happens, but maybe I'll be back next week because I'll still be unemployed.
Yeah.
Our next up, we've got a very funny comedian, Ed Smith. He would like to plug the following: toasters, vacuums, coffee grinders, and irons. Please give it up for Ed Smith.
Woof, 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 woof.
In the Gada da Vida, on the Holo, in the Gada da Vida, on the Gola da Ho, What are you gonna? How did I?
Woo, 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 woo.
Please give it up for Ed Smythe, everybody, and his caveman friend. All right, coming next to the stage, I guess.
This is Ross's first virtual mic.
She's performed all over the world, and now she's performing on Zoom. Please welcome Amira Abu Al-Asud.
So I come from a strict Muslim family. So I was like wearing a lot of makeup and ready to go on a date. And my dad's like, "Hey, you look like a whore. Where do you think you're going?" I was like, the ladies at Sephora think I'm beautiful. They actually think I should wear more makeup. And I'm not going to take advice from a guy with 4 divorces. So I watched way too many romantic movies growing up. I started to think like one day I'll just drop some papers and a hot guy will come, we'll lock eyes and fall in love. But in reality, what happens is I drop the papers in a puddle and I'm like, the happy couple walks over them and I'm just alone crying, alone, like, and an Adele song is playing for some reason. She's always there when I'm sad. So I was dating this vegan guy and he's like, oh, like trying to make me become vegan. And he's like, well, what dairy products do you eat? And I'm like, cheesecake, whipped cream, ice cream, you know, the essentials. So I never heard back from him. So I was asking my dad, where should I go on a date with some, like a new guy I was dating? He's like, you guys can go to hell. So I was like, I applied for a job and I didn't hear back for 2 weeks. And my dad was trying to tell me like, just wait for them to call you. But he's not from here, so it didn't make sense. So he's like, the Frisbee is in their house now. I was like using the bathroom a lot and I was asking my dad, like, what could be wrong with me? He's like, maybe it's your prostate. Like, maybe you shouldn't give medical advice. So I used to be an agoraphobe. If you're not familiar, it's when you're afraid to leave the house. And I was living in like this weird town and the police had to come into the building to check every room because a criminal came in. So I hid in the bathroom and they were asking my dad, hey, can you get out of the bathroom? And he's like, I've been trying for years. She won't get out. I don't know why he sounds like a vampire. He's from Texas. But the police were like, y'all too weird, even for Cambridge, and then just left. And my boyfriend got away with crack. All right. So I like to work out next to the hot men at the gym. I memorize their schedules so I know when they're coming in. But but yesterday Tim didn't come in, so it was like I worked out for nothing. My heart's in better shape, but it's lonelier. So do you guys think that's creepy or just a great way to find a man? Creepy, got it. I was in physical therapy and she was like, wow, you're so flexible. I'm like, thanks, tell your hot single friends. Like, what? I mean, only if they're rich. She's like, what? I mean, have a good heart. That's what I'm supposed to say. I like going to the eye doctor because I get a guy that looks directly into my eyes instead of the TV behind me. I like going to the dentist because I get a guy that caresses my face but doesn't expect anything else. If I had the money, I would hire my dad a hitman and my mom a best friend.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my time.
Please give it up for Amira. Woo.
Oh, that was well timed.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Sorry, just to clarify, can you all
Of the
hear it
evening
also
so
when it goes
far.
sirens? Okay, cool.
No.
What? Oh,
Oh.
great. No,
Have you
okay,
reached-
never mind.
Have you reached the hallucination stage of your cold medicine?
No, like on my side, when the video reaches the end, there's like a siren sound. Apparently you all can't hear it, so I'll just pretend it's not there going forward. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I mean, once again,
yes,
Baltimore, so sirens
we can
are
all
normal.
hear the siren, Tom. It's not just you.
Wink, wink.
All right, on that note, give it up for Amira one more time, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, our next comedian will be on the final version of Contagious tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
Oh.
So please give it up for Cody Webb.
Yeah. So in comedy, there are these concepts called punching up and punching down. Punching up is making fun of people that are more powerful than you, and punching down is the opposite. The reason I bring it up is I always get confused when I'm writing new jokes. So most of my material's about Shaq. Look, technically he is more powerful than me. It's still punching up. One thing I really like about Shaq is that he'll take any endorsement deal. Like if you watch sports at all, you'll see him like every fourth commercial or so. So Shaq's got all this money. He's super famous. There's nothing else he could possibly want, right? Wrong. Wrong. There's exactly one thing that Shaq wants, and that is to not be bald. I think there's a constant voice in the back of Shaq's head going, damn, I could be making so much money from shampoo commercials right about now. Could be making that Head and Shoulders money. I'm surprised Shaq hasn't tried to sell me off-brand Viagra yet. Because I've seen other athletes do it, but for whatever reason, Shaq has the dignity not to. Which honestly is disappointing, because Shaq would be the one person I would trust to sell me boner pills. Think about it, okay? If Shaq had erectile dysfunction, you'd think he'd need like 6 Viagra to get anything going down there, right? So if a company made a single pill that worked for Shaq, imagine what that's going to do to me. I'm either going to have the greatest night of my life or my heart's going to explode. Either way, give me 10 boxes of that immediately. My social media has been showing me a bunch of like LGBTQ content, which is pretty cool. And one thing that's brought to my attention is apparently computer science is a very attractive field for trans women to go into. Like at all stages. People who are out, people who are in the closet, people who don't even realize they're trans women yet. Now this got my attention because I'm a programmer and I'm not the most masculine person. Like I have the jawline of an alpha male and that's it. But I want you to know, if I ever do realize that I am a woman, I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to transition. I'm not going to change my name. Why? Because I already have the perfect programmer name. My name is Cody Webb, and I code on the web. You want me to mess with perfection here? And for what? My own happiness? Look, sure, I would go cry myself to sleep at night knowing that people would never understand the true me. But you could look at my name tag and know what my job is, and that's what makes it worth it. My name is a pun, goddammit, and it's gonna stay that way. Screw my mental health. If I cared about my mental health in the first place, I never would have become a comedian. All right, thank you very much. I've been Cody Webb.
Give it up for Cody Webb, guys.
Woo!
You know, we can always replace the Y with an EE and do like one of those Ashley things. You know, that option's still open for you. Anyway, our next comedian has been described by some as Chris Alio. Chris Alio, give it up for him.
Yes, thank you so much. I agree. I am Chris Alio. You're right. That just occurred to me. I don't know. Something I'm realizing, like a lot of.
I'm so sorry. I got cotton
Now we'll start the time.
How do I recover from the phlegmiest cough I've heard in my entire life? It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I don't know. Something I'm realizing, like a lot of young people my age do these days, that kind of drives me nuts. Is though, I don't know. They just have like really bold opinions about stuff that like does not affect them at all. Especially like on social media. Like I was talking to my cousin. He was like, "Chris, I do not think the minimum wage should be raised. That's fucking horseshit, man." I was like, "Dude, you are 12 years old. What is what's the matter at all? Calm down." A lot of opinions. I hear a phrase a lot of young people my age throw around is that all cops are bad. And I'm not up here to describe whether or not I or anybody should agree with that. But I do think that phrase does distract against certain issues. Like my sister, she dates a police officer and she's self-conscious. She's afraid I'm going to judge her boyfriend because he's a cop. I'm like, no, Alyssa, I judge your boyfriend because he played lacrosse in college, right? That's why. I judge your boyfriend because he has a tattoo of a wolf on his calf. Let's start there, maybe. Let's maybe start with a wolf tat. I know I do like to do those, and my sister's being annoying to me. I like to tell her really anti-cop jokes to piss her off. Like if I come home and she's like, "Shut up, Chris, you're being so loud," I'll be like, "Alyssa, what do you call a police station on a farm?" I'm like, "That's a pig pen."
Hey.
I make jokes about myself too to like even it out. I'll be like, "Alyssa, what do you call two comedians crying together?" She's like, "What?" I'm like, "That's a podcast." I don't know. Anyone here bullied when they were a kid?
Ayo!
Yeah. Losers, all of you. I do that every mic just to like weed out all the dorks. That's. I was bullied a good bit when I was a kid, and I don't know. Like looking back, I realized like kids bully other kids no matter what, even if they have like nothing to bully them for. Like I remember my bullies, they would just like make up that I had like serious medical conditions. The line they would always hit me with is they would go, "Ha ha 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 ha! Chris has never had a boner before." Really, just a cute way of saying, "Ha ha 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 ha! Chris has erectile dysfunction." As an 11-year-old, not okay to have. No fifth grader should need Viagra. What? That's not okay. No little kid comes home from school and the mom's like, "Hey, honey, how was school today?" Little kid's like, "Couldn't get it up. I don't know." Also, I had a double-sided worksheet. It was brutal. I don't really do drugs. They're just not really for me. I've noticed people know I don't do drugs without me even having to tell them. Like I was at a party one time before the pandemic, and people were passing around a joint. And they intentionally skipped over me, and I was like, "Okay, you're right, but rude. All right, that's fucking not cool at all. I would appreciate the offer. Just because I have a look to me doesn't mean you can't be unmannerly. All right, that's fucked up. Let's not do that shit to do I have time for anything else?
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you so much, Hammer Bucks. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Please give it up for Chris, even though he didn't thank me.
Oh shit!
All right.
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're
No,
fine.
he's not.
I'll never forget it.
But you're back. Give it up for Chris's last mic.
No, he's not canceled. We like Chris.
Up next, we love you, Chris. Up next, we have the very funny Jessica Hudson. Please give it up.
Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you so much. Everybody here get vaccinated?
Ayo.
Yeah, not me. So I really, no, seriously, I haven't. I feel like the vaccine ID or vaccine card is going to be your new form of ID. Everybody's asking you if you've gotten it. You won't even be able to drive a car if you don't have it. It's going to take place of the license because it does show you're safe and responsible. You can even, you know what, in San Diego, guess what? You can even get a Krispy Kreme donut every day for the rest of your life if you got vaccinated and you have proof. So great, you're COVID free, but now you're a type 2 diabetic. So, you know, tired of telling everybody this, but I got to keep reliving it. I just turned 40. 8 months ago. And, you know, we 40-year-old women, we're not all dried up, as they say, you know? I am not dry at all. I am super fucking wet down there. I just started my period. So I am going backwards in life like Benjamin Button, but I'm not getting younger in my age. I'm getting younger with the choices I'm making in life. You know, look, I'm staying up late every night. I'm an idol. I love to stay up and watch movies, even though I have to be at work the next day. I smoke weed again. I play Twister at slumber parties. The next day, I have to take a CBD edible because my back fucking hurts. You know, I also, you know, I'm killing it. I'm killing it at 40. I live with my Mexican mom. And it's pretty great. My mom, anytime I'm smoking weed, my mom, you know, she says, blow it in my face. I want to relax with you. And I wish I would have known this in high school because I would have gotten my mom so fucking high. She would not have noticed I didn't go to college. You know, at 40, a lot of things happened. You know, I realized, you know, I'm a lesbian. I know it's hard to believe. I look straight. I look super straight. Most of all, I get that I look like a Jewish girl from New York who can take a big dick. But I'm not Jewish. I'm Hispanic and I'm a lesbian, and the only dick I like is cherry flavored. No, I am really gay. I got the perfect tattoo of my cat's paw prints right here because it's a great reminder of how much I love pussy. People should have known I was gay, including my parents. They didn't believe me, neither did my friends. You guys, I played softball. Come on. You know about softball players. Every time I fucking slid into home, I ended up scissoring the catcher. I don't have time for much more here, but okay. When I came out as gay, my friend Amy asked me, "Hey, look, Jess, could you eat a vagina?" And I said, "Yeah, Amy, but let's just stay friends." My time. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, everyone, give it up for Jessica Hudson. You know, I have a reminder of my cat too, but it's this like deep scratch line across my wrist, and it's a reminder that he can murder me and make it look like suicide anytime he wants. I connect with you on a spiritual level. And our next comedian of the evening is a total loser, if I've ever met one. Please welcome Josh Mandel.
I was always the one who wanted to be like friends with everyone. Like in third grade, like I would give pep talks to my bully about his bully. He'd punch me in the nuts, call me gay, and I'd be like, dude, I know you're going through a hard time right now, but Tom just has some difficult stuff going on at home. I think his parents' divorce is taking a real toll on him, so hang in there. No, it's funny now, don't worry. Yeah, Chris, dude, that would suck if you were impotent at age 11. You know what I mean? You watch The Matrix, you're like, no, I'll take the blue pill. I'll definitely take the blue pill. Sometimes I think about like the original, like the first gangsters who like pioneered all the gangster stuff. Like rolling that guy in the carpet was freaking genius. I've been ruining so many burlap sacks. Or like I don't have a great gangster voice. I'm gonna do my normal voice, but pretend I'm talking to a gangster. You know, like I told the guy, come with me, we're gonna take a drive, and he believed me. That's how they kill people. No. That's good stuff. You should set up a meeting with Martin Scorsese. You know what's a great time to ask one for a favor? Daughter's wedding day. No. I'm always trying to save face too. I'll do anything to save face. Like one time in middle school, I was talking to like the really pretty girl, and I fatted. And so I denied it and walked away. But then later that night, I'm in my room, I'm pacing. I'm like, I need to get out of this hole, right? So I'm like, I find this remote control whoopee cushion my grandpa gave me. And I bring her to school the next day. And then I set up right next to her. I'm like, and then I'm talking real loud next to her. I'm like, dude, look at this whoopee cushion. It's remote control. And sometimes you can smell it. But she knew I was lying. She knew I was lying like the first time my dad took me for driving practice and I already knew how to drive. Guess I must be a natural, Dad. Yeah, I saved my friend's life from overdosing. And when he woke up, he just kept doing drugs. And that really would have gotten like really annoying if he wasn't just such a generous guy. Yeah, it was because when you bring your friend into the hospital, like you think that they'll kind of treat you like some type of hero, but they really treat you more like a criminal. They treat you like a criminal. Like it was a bad experience overall. You know what I mean? Like I thought I would get like a thank you, a gift card, and maybe a plaque. But I just got a friend who still does drugs, kicked off the Frisbee team, and grounded. Yeah, so I have 17 seconds. I could give it back to the room, or I could just go 13, 12, 11, No, I'll give it back to him. Thank you so much.
Please give it up for the Chris Moltisanti of TB&J, Joshua Mandel. That was a Sopranos reference.
All right, you guys. So Josh was our closing comedian of the night. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
But
is someone else trying to talk?
Yeah, Roz is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I believe do we still have Kathy?
Kathy's not here.
Okay, I messed up the order, and that's totally my fault. Okay, anyway, go ahead, Brooke. Sorry.
All right. Replace Spotlight. Kathy wasn't here. So Josh was our final comedian of the night. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Please give it up for my fantastic co-host Roz. She stepped up tonight, and we really appreciate it. You can find her on normal district comedy events, Laughing Into the Void, fantastic interview podcast that she runs with our usual co-host who braved the most amazing of cold medication to still run the timer tonight. Give it up for Tom.
Also, if I may plug, we just recorded last night an episode of Laughing Into the Void.
Is every Wednesdays at 8:30?
Wednesdays at 8:30 with my friend filmmaker Bob Rose, and there's a very funny 7-minute break where he got diarrhea.
It's at the beginning.
So check that out on the District.
If you want to watch somebody have diarrhea,
it's not like on camera. It's like a.
If you want to watch off-camera diarrhea for 7 minutes, check out this week's episode.
All right, I'm giving it back to Brooke.
Sorry, I'm dead.
So if you want to watch off-camera diarrhea and other fantastic programming from District Comedy, please follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Plug your pluggables in the chat. We're going to keep the room open for about 15 to 30 minutes if you guys just want to hang out, but this is the end